Donald Trump has now officially appealed the decision to remove him from the ballot in Maine, something that has been expected and now delivered on with his 11-page complaint being filed yesterday. This comes in the wake of his eligibility to run for president being challenged in over 24 states, with Ballots, the Secretary of State in Maine, being the only top state official to disqualify him unilaterally, as in Colorado, the other state where this has happened to him, it was handled by the state courts, not an election official. The main argument that Trump's team seems to be running with has nothing to do with the election official, however. It instead has to do with the 14th Amendment not applying to the presidency, something you've seen Republicans floating around since this had been brought forth, but it's kind of been thoroughly shut down to the point that I thought maybe he would run with something that was more concrete from his perspective. I don't know. Namely, what he's mentioning is that it prevents him from holding office, not running from office, and that there's some sort of a distinction there, that he's never taken an oath to support the Constitution. Okay. And that the 14th Amendment, Section 3, doesn't apply to the presidency, full stop, like at all. Now, most of these reasonings, as I said, were already directly addressed in the 34-page ruling that the Secretary of State released, like how the statute for non-naturalized citizens, for example, it says they can't hold office, but also prevents them from running. So the precedence is there that, like, and I think even somewhere she listed a ruling that mentioned about how trying to play the semantics games where words can be more broadly applied now compared to like then where they would have had more exact definitions for them is not really the way to do it. Also, office is used to describe the presidency in multiple places in the Constitution, so it's a mute argument anyway. Like, for instance, in that exact same natural-born citizen clause I just mentioned, it's listed as an office of presidency, and he took an oath as president. So I don't know what he's really even talking about there. He also tries to make the claim that his words did not incite a riot, which is just funny considering things started spiraling directly after he told people to fight like hell or they're going to lose their country. So to me, these are rather weak arguments I think he's bringing forth. I think he's hanging his head a lot more on the Colorado decisions than the Maine decision, as that's kind of the leading dog in the fight. But it will be interesting to see how all of this plays out going forward, as it's almost definitely going to make its way to the Supreme Court.